Hey homies, I'm Stephen Ewashkiw from Adventure Yoga. Thanks for joining me today. This is going to be about a 35-minute hamstrings class, hamstring openers. But really we're going to focus on using your quads, using the fronts of your legs to find more length in your hamstrings. And we're going to use a few props as well. A cushion or a blanket or something to sit on. It can be a yoga block as well, but that might be a little thick. And a yoga strap or a belt or a tie. This, I just noticed it says it's 6 feet long, so if you've got something about that long, that'll be handy. But if it's shorter, whatever works, works. So go grab your props if you've got them, and I'll meet you seated on your mat in just a few seconds. Thanks. Alright, so I didn't just ask you to get a cushion or a blanket just because I thought it'd be fun, but it was actually to use. So I'm going to take my cushion and stick it under my butt and sit on it. If you've got something to sit on, a yoga blanket, a cushion, a folded up blanket, whatever, please sit on it and sit comfortably if that's cross-legged or whatever's going to work for you. We're going to do a few rounds of a seated cat-cow to start. This is just a fairly quick practice to get us into our hamstrings a little bit more, to open them up, and to use the complementary muscles to our hamstrings, specifically one of our quadriceps, so we're going to use all our quadriceps, to help us find more length in our hamstrings. Interesting? I think so. Sit up tall. Thanks for coming. Let's do a few rounds of seated cat-cow. Round your back. Move your chin towards your chest. Move your chest back. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, so tuck your butt underneath you. Push forward a little with your hands. That's the cat shape. And then go to the other direction. Move your chest forward and up. Pull back with your hands a little. Stick your butt back. Look up, and this is the cow shape. And come back into cat with the rounded spine. Pull on your knees, move back into the cow with the arched back and the stretched chest. And then back into cat. And back into cow. And then come to neutral. And uncross your legs, place your feet on the ground. I'm going to just slide my prop back and then move my hips back. I recommend having a little more space between your heels and your hips. And then bring your right knee up and on top of your left knee. Bring your right ankle up and on top of your left knee. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, you may be with your right knee may be really close to your shoulder here. You may be sort of leaning over to your left. That's pretty normal here. See if you can twist your body. Twist your right knee and right shoulder forward so you can sit up a little bit more. And then hold your right foot with your left hand, right knee with your right hand, and sit up tall. Think about the very bottom of your pelvis. Think about the little bony bits at the bottom of your pelvis, which you might know, your sit bones. Move your sit bones forward and down a little so you get to find a little bit of the arching in your lower back. So a little bit of the cow shape in your lower back. I'm not calling you cow, it's just a little bit of cow shape in your lower back. We're trying to have fun. We're trying to have fun. It's yoga. Do a little bit of that arch in your lower back, get a little more length for your hamstrings. And then bring your right foot down to the ground. And then bring your left ankle, see I know what it is this side, above your right knee. And here, you may be twisted over to the left a little with your left knee towards your left shoulder. Hold your right hand onto your right foot, hold your left knee with your left hand, and then shift forward a little. Twist forward. Bring your left shoulder forward, bring your left hip forward, and sit up. To help find a little more length for your hamstrings on your right leg here, stick your butt back. Think about your sit bones. Move your sit bones down and back. Think about your lower back. Do a little bit of that cow shape in your lower back, even in your upper back to accentuate it. And then bring your left foot down to the ground. Come onto your hands and knees. Move your cushion out of the way for a little bit and come onto your hands and knees. And then just do a few rounds of cat and cow here. Just a couple rounds to feel the full cat-cow movement. the very bottom of your butt, there are these two little bony bits that are called sit bones. And when you do this movement of cat and cow in your hips, think about moving your sit bones underneath you and then moving your sit bones back and up. So back and up is cow, sit bones underneath you is cat pose. And then come to a neutral position. So that's neutral for the spine, fairly neutral for your pelvis. Bring your right knee towards your nose. Whoa, really? Already? Yeah. Bring your nose back to your knee. Help it out. Help your nose out. And then bring your right knee down. Bring your left knee towards your nose. Bring your nose back towards your knee. Hug it in. And then bring your left knee down. Right knee towards your nose. First side. And down. Left knee towards your nose. And down. First side. And down. Second side. Left knee to nose. And down. Cool. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. Straighten your legs. Find plank pose. So I just need to find a little more length. So I'm going to walk my hands forward, work up your shoulders over your wrists, and your heels over the balls of your feet. Now, straighten your legs. How do you straighten your legs? Engage your knees. Engage your knees, engage your quads. So get your quads strong so that your legs are nice and straight. Plank pose. Don't worry. Not a lot of plank poses today. Bend your knees, walk forward, and stand up. Whew, really? Yeah, stand up. Awesome. Bring your feet together. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Stretch your arms up overhead. Reach up, bring your hands together, side bend to the right. Standing side bend. Look to the left and side bend a little bit more. Stretch through your whole left side. Feel it. And come back up to center. Squeeze your legs together, side bend to the left. Twist to the right a little, side bend a little bit more, stretch through your right side, and come back up to center, and bring your arms down to your sides. Cool. Lift your right knee up, straighten your right leg out as best as you can. It doesn't have to be parallel to the ground, it can be down. Work to get it parallel to the ground, do your best. Extended one leg pose, Utthita Ekapadasana. You know what you're using here? Quadriceps, whether you know it or not. Engage your right knee. Use them more. Lift your right quads higher. Flex at your hip a little bit more. And then bend your knee, bring your right foot down. Shake it off, because we're still getting warmed up. All right, lift your left knee. Lift your left knee and then straighten your left leg out in front of you. Do your best here to straighten your left leg. To do your best, engage your left knee. Pull up on your left knee, engage your left quads, so that you can really straighten that left leg. It's hard to do this and stand still and talk and gesture, but I'm doing my best. Stretch your left leg straight and bend your knee, bring your foot down. Shake it off. Cool. Separate your, grab your strap. Like I didn't know that was coming. Grab your strap. And be careful, my buckle is metal and it can be a little noisy. Undo your strap or belt and step on it. So what we're working today with is this idea. So if your strap is long enough that you can hold it in both hands and step on it, do. If it's not, let go of it and place it on the ground while you're still stepping on it. And stand up tall. Push down through your feet, engage your knees, and engage the fronts of your legs. Engage your upper legs, your quads. What we're working today with is this idea of these things called agonists and antagonists. In anatomy, in your body, the agonist is a muscle. It refers to a muscle that is doing flexion, a muscle that is really working hard, shortening. It's in agony. It's the agonist. Every agonist muscle has a companion muscle called the antagonist. Push down through your feet, engage your knees, straighten your legs, stretch up through your spine. Every agonist has a complementary muscle called the antagonist, which antagonizes the agonist. It bothers it. It works against it, like the antagonists in your life work against you a little bit, right? And you have to figure out how to navigate them. Well, you have to figure out how to navigate the antagonists in your body as well. Today we're going to work with an antagonist. We're going to work to find more length in an antagonist, in your hamstrings, so that we can get more hamstring length, so we can get more help in our flexibility, right? But to do that, we're going to focus on the agonist, your quads, your rectus femoris specifically. So lift through your knees and straighten your legs. That's why we're doing it here, because those muscles are going to help you get longer hamstrings. Crazy. Bend your knees, fold forward. Now, if your strap was on the ground, because a lot of straps aren't as long as this one that I happen to have is, now grab the strap in your hand. So grab grab it each hand. I'm just going to try and explain that a little more. I don't need to. Pull on the strap, push down into your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can hold the strap. Hug your elbows in at your shins and pull up on the strap, push down with your feet. So when we want to straighten our legs here, this is a little bit more about what I'm talking about. When we want to straighten our legs here, our hamstrings limit us, right? That's why I'm having you bend your knees. You bend your knees, and it means that your hamstrings aren't as long, which means that you can bring your hands down to the ground. If you tried to straighten your legs here, for a lot of you, your hamstrings would be tight or short. So as you went to straighten your legs, you wouldn't be able to flex your quads as much as you need to straighten your legs because your hamstrings are tight. So we're going to work to create more strength at the front of our legs to see if we can find more length at the back of our legs. Make sense? Hope so. Lift through your knees and lift through your sit bones. So work to engage the fronts of your legs and stretch through the backs of your legs. Bend your knees a little. Release the strap. Bring your hands down to the ground. Bend your knees a little more. Bring your hands onto your waist and stand up. I know, it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of like, do I want this information? I hope you do. I hope it's helpful. I want to help you help yourself. Sit down. I want to help you learn how to help yourself. Grab your cushion and sit on it and stretch your legs out in front of you. Bend your right leg like tree pose and bring your right foot on the inside of your left leg, setting up for Janu Shirshasana. We're going to use our strap to help us with this. And to do Janu Shirshasana, we want our left leg straight. So we can do that passively. Yes, you can straighten your left leg here. Not a lot is working. But if we want it to be part of our practice, if we want this to really help us get more hamstring opening, we need to engage the quads. We need to make a little bit more agony at the top of our thigh so we can get a little more of that antagonist lengthening. Hope that makes sense. Take the strap and flip it around the sole of your left foot. Hold the strap in both hands and turn and face your left foot. Turn and face your left leg, and then think cow pose, seated cow pose. Stick your lower back forward, stick your butt back, lift through your spine. So it's a little bit of a forward fold, like it's a half forward fold, right? It's a lot. Move from the back of your ribs forward, pull on the strap, pull your elbows back. So this is setting up for Janu Shirshasana. Now, I want the point of this, though, to be finding more length for your antagonist. Learn to work with the thing that antagonizes you. So engage your quad, push down through your left heel, engage your left knee, pull your left knee up towards your hip so that your quads start to fire. Straighten your left leg, push your left heel down, and then stick your butt back to get a little more hamstring length. Pull on the strap, move from the back of your ribs forward. Work to move from the back of your ribs forward and lengthen through your spine. Sit up, bend your left knee, so slowly, gently, carefully, bend your left knee, take the strap off your left foot, and change sides. Straighten your right leg, bend your left leg, left foot inside your right leg like tree pose, take the strap and flip it around the sole of your right foot, and then hold the strap in your hands. And again, we're looking for a straight right leg, but like I can do this without engaging my quads. I can do this without engaging my leg. You can just straighten your leg, right? And then gravity takes over, it helps you, it's all good. But it's yoga. We want to take part more. I want you to take part in your life. I want you to, engage with your antagonists. So push down through your right heel, keep it on the ground. Pull up with your right knee, and by up I mean up towards your hip. So along your leg, up towards your hip. Engage your quadriceps, engage the front of your right leg. Stick your butt back to move your right sit bone back so that you can move the back of your ribs forward just a little and find nice length through your spine, length for your right leg, length for your hamstrings. Engage your quads. Engage your quads more. Push down through your heel, pull up on your knee. Stick your butt back, move from the back of your ribs forward a little and lengthen through your spine. So this is a variation of Janu Shirshasana. We don't have to go deep into the forward fold to get the benefits of it. I find that when we do go deeper into the forward fold, we actually often lose some of the benefits, or at least the particular benefits we're going for today, more hamstring length. Pull on the strap, pull your right knee back, and undo the strap off your foot. Straighten both legs out. Separate your feet so they're about hip distance apart. Actually, go a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And then take the strap around the soles of your feet. Hopefully your strap is long enough that you can still hold it and keep your legs straight. If not, I probably should have given a bit better instructions so that you had a longer strap. Pull on the strap and sit up tall. To do that, move the back of your ribs forward, stick your butt back. This is going to help you, guess what? Flex your hip and stretch your hamstrings. I know, it's a big surprise, isn't it? Engage your knees. So keep your heels on the ground, tighten up your knees, look down at your quads, engage your quads. Get them working so that you can stick your butt back and find a little more length for your hamstrings. To get a little more length, to move your sit bones back more, start to move the back of your chest forward and start to flex at your hip. That's going to help pull those sit bones back, which is going to pull the top of your hamstrings back, which is going to get you a little more length. So your knees are going to want to bend. So push into the strap. If you need to shorten up your grip on the strap, you can always drop it, get your hands closer to your feet, and pull on it. I find the strap is incredibly effective at creating power. Push your feet into the strap, pull with the strap, stick your butt back, engage your quads, move the back of your ribs towards your thighs. I know, it's like 1,000 instructions, except it isn't. I'm dropping so much so that we can focus on this one thing, and I still can't engage my quads. They're still like turning off. Turn them on. Engage your quads, Stephen, and whoever else is with me. Sit up, release the strap, move it off to the side for a second. I really pull on the strap, so I need to really give my hands a moment. So give your hands a little moment here. Shake them off. Bend your right leg like tree pose. Janu Shirshasana again. This time we're going to take the forward fold. Take the strap around the sole of your foot. So this time is probably more like you're used to. And I'll give you some cues once we get into it. Except we're going to use the strap and you have a cushion on your butt. So that's probably not like what you're used to. Move your shoulders down. Move your lower back forward. Sit up tall. Pull on the strap and straighten the heck out of your left leg. So engage your quads, move the back of your ribs forward, 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 round your back and fold over your left leg. Now, you can tighten up the grip on your strap, get your hands closer to your foot. If you can just hold your foot and keep your left leg straight, you may let go of the strap altogether. Or, I want you to keep your left leg straight and hold either your left foot or the strap. So if you can't hold your left foot and keep it straight, grab the strap, hold where you need to, and pull on the strap or pull on your left foot. Push your left foot away from you. Stretch your head towards your left foot. Get longer in your spine. Get long, 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 long.
and breathe. Engage your left knee and straighten your left leg. Your hamstrings are going to antagonize your quads, so stick your left hip back. Get involved in the stretch. Open it up. Push your left foot forward. Pull your left hip back and engage your left quads. Lift your head and chest.
Sit up and remove the strap and switch sides. Take the strap around the sole of your right foot. Join your Shirshasana again. Hold the strap. Move your chest forward and round your back and fold over your right leg. Straighten your right leg. Hold your right foot where you need to, hold the strap or your right foot where you need to so that you can keep your right leg straight and pull on the strap or your foot. Push your right heel down and engage your right knee so that your quads engage. As they flex, as they're going into agony, it might not feel like agony, but as they're going into agony, lengthen through your antagonists. So push your right foot away so you can stretch your right knee away. Stretch back through your right sit bone. Work to get that little cow shape into your back. It's not going to happen, but work for it. See what you can do. See if you can feel your sit bone move back a little more, get a little more hamstring length, and then hold it. Lift your head and chest and come up. Stretch your left leg up. Take the strap around the soles of both feet. So both legs straight. I've come off my cushion a little and I just want to be on it. So I'm going to shift my hips back. Shift your hips back if you need to. Come back onto your strap. Cushion. It's called a cushion. Come back onto your cushion. Hold the strap with both hands and sit up tall. So we were noticing in Janu Shirshasana that we can straighten our legs without really engaging our legs, right? It can just happen. It's called passive engagement. But we can take part in the work. Yoga asks us to take part in our poses. They can be passive, sure, but we want to do them with activity, with engagement, with intention, so that we're taking part in our practice, learning to take part in our life. Right? Learning how to work with the things that antagonize us to make it just comfortable. Part of what we do, part of our life. Hold the strap in both hands. Move from the back of your ribs forward. Engage your knees and straighten your legs. Set up for, this is Dandasana with a strap or getting close to Paschimottanasana. Pull on the strap, stick your butt back, think cow pose, and then keep that as you move your chest forward. And at some point your back will round and come down. You can roll up your hands on the strap to get your hands closer to your feet. If you can be in your forward fold with legs straight and hold your feet, you can let go of the strap and do that. Stretch your head towards your feet. So, the shape is fun, but the shape isn't hamstring stretch. Hamstring stretches engage your quads, move your sit bones back and away from your knees. So, push your heels down. Straighten your legs. Pull from your knees up towards your hips. Engage your quads a little more. Turn your legs in, engage your quads. Squeeze your thighs in, engage your quads. Now, more lengthen your hamstrings. Stick your butt back. To help with that, shift your chest forward. Push your feet away to move your knees away from your sit bones. Oh my goodness, you should probably be feeling something right now. Hold it.
lift your head and chest. And release your hands from the strap or your feet. Carefully move the strap out of the way. And come off your prop. Move it out of the way and come onto your back. Lie down and with your knees bent, place your left foot on the ground, lift your right knee up and hold the front of your right ankle. Half Virasana. Lean over to the left, half hero's pose. Pull your right heel towards your butt and point your right toes. And then roll over to the right and place the top of your right foot on the ground. And then turn a little more to the right, shift your hips to the left, work to get your right knee down to the ground. Now, this is a quad stretch, and we've been using our quads. So if your right knee is off the ground, totally fine. Work to square your hips or straighten your hips out here. Work to get the top of your right foot on the ground and stretch your right big toe straight back. Stretch your right knee straight forward. Doesn't matter if your right knee is on the ground or off the ground. That's going to give you plenty of quad stretch there. If your knee can't come to the ground, it's because your quads are getting stretched. So when we do a hamstring stretch, we're moving the knee and the hamstring, or knee and the sit bone, away from each other. When we're doing a quad stretch, we can move the knee and the sit bone towards each other. So to get more quad stretch, tuck your butt. Oh gosh, right? Just a little butt tuck, a lot more quad stretch. See how effective that is? Yeah. It's the opposite of hamstring lengthening. It's hamstring shortening. So now the hamstrings are the agonists, technically. They're the ones doing the flexing. And the quadricep, or the rec fem, becomes the antagonist, the one trying to really lengthen. It's with that antagonizing you. It's preventing you from flexing your hamstrings more. Sort of. Lean to the left. Whew, come out of that. Switch sides. Bring your right foot up. Place your right foot on the ground. Lean to the right, hold the front of your left ankle with your left hand, and then pull your left heel back to your hip, and then place the top of your left foot on the ground. And then roll over to the left. Whoa, get the top of your left foot onto the ground. Straighten your hips out here. Adjust as you need to, and if your left knee is off the ground, all good. Stretch your left big toe back, stretch your left knee forward and down. Doesn't matter if it comes all the way down, just stretch it forward and down. A little more quad stretch, tuck your butt. Just a little will give you plenty of quad stretch. Lean to the right a little, lift your left knee up, slide your left forward. Straighten your legs out for a second just to give your knees a little reset there. It's interesting, after lots of work on lengthening our hamstrings, we're actually not going to really focus on them. They're going to do some shortening here, but primarily we're focusing now on bend your knees, place your feet on the ground, on stretching our hip flexors, because they are the muscles that tend to work against our hamstrings. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Our hip flexors, the rec femoris, the quadricep muscle, it's one of our hip flexors. Bring your arms into cactus pose. Take your knees over to the left and look to the right. Karangiyasana or windshield wipers. Stay here. Stretch your knees off to the left and down. Engage your butt to help with that. So we're just going to go through a couple poses here to stretch out our hip flexors. Before we call it a day. Come back up through center. Look to the left. Turn your knees over to the right. Stretch your knees off to the right and down a little. Engage your butt here. Come back up to the center.
Bring the soles of your feet together, take your knees wide for bound angle or butterfly or cobbler's pose. See if you can get your heels a bit closer to your hips. So how can you do that? You can slide them forward. You can reach underneath you and pull your legs in a little closer. See what you could do. It's a little awkward. Press the soles of your feet into each other. Stretch your knees out wide. Push your feet together, bring your knees up. Straighten your left leg out on the ground, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Hold the front of your right knee with your hands. And then tighten your left hip and really lift up through the very front of your left hip by engaging your left butt a lot. Tighten up your left butt as much as you can for 3, 2, 1, and then change sides. Stretch your right leg out, bend your left knee. Hold the front of your left knee with your hands. Lift a little through the front of your right hip to get that, engage your right butt. Really tighten your right butt to get a little stretch the front of your right hip. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Go back to the first side. Just one more on each side here. Tighten up your left butt, lift through the front of your left hip for 3, 2, 1, change sides. Pull it in, lift through the front of your right hip, tighten up your right butt for 3, 2, 1, and then bring your left leg down. Stretch your legs out, stretch your arms up and overhead. Watch out for your coffee plants, Stephen. And side bend over to the right with your upper body. And then slide your feet over to the right as well. So you get a nice sort of crescent moon shape. Stretch your left side long. Move your left ribs away from your left hip. Hold. And breathe. And then come back through center and go to the other side. Take your arms over to the left. Do a little side bend to the left. And then take your legs over as well. So you're doing that nice like crescent moon shape with your upper body, a C shape. Shorten your left side to really stretch through your right side. Even look to the right a little more, to roll your right shoulder down a little more. And hold. And come back to center. And stretch it out. Just stretch, whatever feels good here. This is it. Stretch it out, get ready for Shavasana. And come into Shavasana. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your palms up at your sides. Close your eyes. And let it go. I know I talked a lot today. Let it go. Relax your legs. Relax the space below your belly button. Relax the space at the very bottom of your pelvis. Relax your butt. Think about your knees. Give them a little twitch, and then let them go. Give your hips just a tiny wiggle. Release your quads. Wiggle your fingers and toes a little to release them. best. Start to deepen your breath. Feel your breath expand your chest in all directions. Move your hands into your feet. If, like me, you grip the strap too hard, really move through your fingers. Move as you like here. When it's time, you can bend your knees, turn, and find your way back to seated. No rush though. Take your time. Bring your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. Look down past the tip of your nose with soft or relaxed eyes. Or close your eyes. I have some friends who I have had to learn how to deal with them. I want them to be my friends, and I've had to recognize that it's important for me to be in control of how much time we spend together before they really start to antagonize me. The antagonists in our body are not going to stop antagonizing us. We need to learn how to make them part of our practice, make them part of our life. What we can do to control the situation. If you want longer hamstrings, you've got to use your quads. They work in conjunction with each other. You can't just do it passively and hope that everything will turn out for the best. Yoga reminds us we have to take part in life. Thanks for taking part today. I love how props can help us feel a little more of what's going on, and I hope you felt that too. Thanks for practicing, again. It means so much to me that you are here, and I hope that you notice the benefits of your practice in your life. Namaste. Thanks. It's hard to learn to live with the things that are always poking and prodding you and testing you, the antagonists in your life. But it is an important part of learning how to be in control of your life, how to not let them control you. And so I hope that this practice has helped you understand, like, this is going on in your body all the time and you're navigating it all the time. So you can do this. You can figure out what works for you, what to do in your life to find that balance and equanimity in your relationships and help you have the best life that you can. Thanks for practicing. If you would like to do another class with me in the future, you can click right there and add that class to your watch later list. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click my picture over there, click on the little bell icon, and you'll get notifications when I post new classes. Thanks, homies. See you soon.